My God, I hate drugs.
Dinagsa ng mga taga-suporta at prominenteng kaalyado sa politika ang lamay ni dating House Speaker Prospero Nograles. Kabilang sa mga dumalo sina Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte at kasalukuyang Speaker of the House Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Pumanaw si Nograles nung Sabado sa edad na 71. Bago ang kanyang paglisan, nalaman pa ng veteranong mambabatas mula sa Davao na pumasa ng bar exam ang kanyang pinakabatang anak na babae. Si Margarita Nograles na ang pangatlong magiging abogado mula sa mga anak ni Nograles, kabilang sina PBA Party List Jericho Nograles at Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles.
My father was my inspiration, my idol. And for him to be the one to tell me the good news and for him to see that smile and that joy in his eyes, I will never forget it.
Binatikos ng Gabriela National Alliance of Women si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte dahil masyado raw itong maraming panahong ginugugol sa pagbabakasyon. Samantala, hindi matapos-tapos ang mga problemang kinakaharap ng bansa. Ito'y matapos kumalat ang picture ng Pangulo na nagpapahinga sa bahay niya sa Davao habang nanonood ng Netflix nitong weekend. Sa social media, kinwestiyon ni Gabriela Secretary General Jom Salvador ang Pangulo sa mga balitang 5 araw itong hindi nakikita sa publiko simula ng pagbubukas ng palarong pambansa 1 linggo habang patuloy daw ang pagtaas ng presyo ng kuryente, water interruption at iba pang suliranin ng bansa. Sinabi naman ni Presidential Spokesperson Sal Panelo na naging abala ang Pangulo sa mga paperwork habang nasa Davao City. Kaugnay niyan, nasa linya ng ating telepono si Presidential Spokesperson Salvador Panelo. Magandang umaga po sa inyo, sir.
Good morning, Cherry.
Attorney Panelo, your reaction to the Gabriela statement. Go ahead, sir.
Hindi ko naman maintindihan itong mga taong ito. Parang wala nang karapatan na magpahinga ang presidente. They must remember na galing siya sa China at napaka-hectic ng schedule doon. Every 30 minutes, meron siyang activity, kailangan siyang magsalita ron. Marami siyang trabaho. You cannot even cope up with this man dahil masyadong punishing yung schedule niya. Tandaan mo na nagkaroon pa nga siya ng migraine because of his work. And he had to skip one event. And then, pagdating niya, meron na naman kagad siyang tinatina na rent. After that, he had to work on several papers, read a lot of reports, sign many documents, and then, ang ibig sabihin itong mga Gabriela, hindi na siya po pwedeng magpahinga.
Attorney Sal?
Parang hindi sila nagpapahinga.
Okay, Attorney Sal, may kini-question silang 5 araw bago itong lumabas na picture ng na nanonood ang Pangulo ng telebisyon. Hindi daw po nakita sa labas si Pangulong Duterte simula nung nag-open siya ng palarong pambansa. Ano po bang naging pinagkaabalahan ng Pangulo nung pong 5 araw na yon?
Hindi na nga sinasabi ko sa'yo kanina pa, diba? Nagtatrabaho siya sa bahay. Hindi naman siya kailangan na lumabas para magtrabaho. Marami siyang mga papeles na kailangan basahin, pag-aralan, pirmahan.
So,
kailangan ba araw-araw lumabas ka at nakikita ka ng media para malaman na nagtatrabaho ka?
Was there any concern about his health? Bakit po siya sa bahay naggumawa ng mga paperwork niya during those 5 days?
But you don't have to be suffering from any ailment for you to work in the house. In fact, meron na nga tayong batas na pinapayagan na natin ang empleyado na magtrabaho sa bahay.
But you must admit,
Diba?
Attorney Sal, it's a little bit unusual for 5 days straight, no, na nasa bahay ang Pangulo. Hindi natin sinasabi, I've worked for the government and I know yung pong talagang dami ng paperwork at dami ng trabaho. Pero yung pong stretch ng 5 araw sa bahay, is there any health concern or any particular reason why he decided to work from home?
Walang health reason. Nag-concentrate lang siya yung ayaw niyang maistorbo. Kasi kung nandun ka sa opisina mo, marami talagang mag-i-istorbo sa'yo. Maraming tatawag, maraming magtatawag. Ganyan talaga. I'm sure, nung ikay nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno o wherever, kahit saan, merong mga oras na ayaw mong ini-istorbo.
Okay.
Gusto mo nakakonsentrate ka lang sa trabaho mo.
Okay, marami pong salamat, Presidential Spokesperson Sal Panelo.
Exactly a week before the midterm elections, a man claiming to be Bicoy finally comes out of hiding and stands firm on his claims. Bicoy has appeared in a number of videos linking President Duterte's family members and his longtime aide to the illegal drug trade. Bicoy went to the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, or IBP, office to seek help, saying there are now threats to his life. Our CNR Kanghel reports live from the IBP head office in Pasig City. Sian, where is he now?
Pia, Bicoy, the hooded figure in the video series Ang Totoong Narco List, linking President Rodrigo Duterte's relatives and former aide to the illegal drug trade, finally has a name and a face. Peter Jomel Advincula shows up at the Integrated Bar of the Philippines headquarters in Pasig City, claiming he is Bicoy. But he did not present additional evidence to the media to back up his claim, aside from reading a prepared statement. Advincula stands by his allegations in the video series that the president's son, former Davao City Vice Mayor Paulo Duterte, his son-in-law Manasseh Scarpio, and former special assistant to the president Bongo are part of a drug syndicate called the Davao Group. He says the three are on a document he helped prepare as a syndicate member, the TARA, a list of senior syndicate members entitled to monthly kickbacks from the illegal drug trade. Advincula says he surfaced out of fear for his life and because he's bothered by his conscience. He says he has been on the run since August last year after his attempts at beginning a new life outside the syndicate were supposedly sabotaged after an encounter with Go.
Unang gawain ng aming team ay ang pag-scan ng mga codes na nakaukit sa tato ng mga senior members o principal ng sindikato, tulad ni Paulo Duterte at Christopher Lawrence Bong Tesorgo. Pinapadala ito sa financial controller ng sindikato na nakabase sa Hong Kong, China, upang ma-validate ang mga transaksyon. Ilang beses din ako mismo ang nag-i-scan ng code na ito sa tato ni Bongo, kaya tinitiyak ko po sa inyo na may dragon tato siya, pati na rin si Paulo Duterte. Noong Agosto 2018, nagdesisyon akong umalis at magtago. Nabuo na ang loob ko na isiwalat ang lahat ng alam ko tungkol sa sindikatong dati kong kinabibilangan. At sa tulong ng ibang mga dating kasama ko sa sindikato, na gusto na ding lumabas, pinasa sa akin ang iba't ibang dokumentong nakita nyo sa video.
Advincula says he is not linked to any candidate or political party. He adds he also does not have any ties to the personalities named in the so-called Aus Duterte matrix. He says he ran to the IBP for legal assistance because he wants to file cases against those he named in the video. But the IBP's National Center for Legal Aid says they still need to evaluate Advincula's claims first before accepting him as his client.
Proseso po rin po kami sa pag-evaluate ng isang kliyente. Siya po yung legal aid client. So at this point, yun po ang status po ni Mr. Advincula. Ay evaluate po yung kanyang sinabi, kung ano yung mga ebidensyang pinangahawakan niya, at base po doon ay gagawa po ng anong tamang karapatang legal na aksyon.
The IBP officials say Advincula immediately left the premises after giving his prepared statement. He says they say that they don't have the power to put him in custody. IBP officials say they will update the media about any developments about their evaluation of Advincula's case. Pia?
So, Sian, how did he end up there in the first place?
IBP officials say Bicoy arrived this morning at the IBP headquarters accompanied by nuns. They did not say which congregation the nuns came from or what order they came from, and they also did not say how long Bicoy was at their office before facing the media. However, the IBP clarifies that the press conference that Advincula had was not organized by their institution. The IBP officials say that they did not know who contacted the media to say that Bicoy was speaking to reporters about his revelation, and they say that it's only normal sometimes for high-profile cases for the media to be invited, but that they don't know who contacted the media to cover Bicoy's press conference. Pia?
So the IBP didn't know that he was going to hold a press conference there. And, well, what happens next after this press con?
Pia, Attorney Ambrosio says that they could not disclose when the next meeting between officials of the National Committee for Legal Aid and Advincula will take place. She says they can also say how long the evaluation of Advincula's claims will take place. So we don't know what the next steps of the IBP or the NCLA will be, or when Bicoy will surface next. But what is appearing to be the case now is that this isn't the last that we have seen of Advincula, because he already has expressed readiness to appear at a Senate investigation on the matter if senators will call for it. Pia?
CNR Kanghel there reporting live. Former Special Assistant to the President and now senatorial candidate Bongo again denying allegations that he is into the illegal drug trade. Peter Jomel Advincula, who confessed to claims to be Bicoy, claims Go is among the senior members of a drug syndicate, adding that Go has a dragon tattoo on his back, which shows a code linked to the group. In a press conference with some Senate re-electionists this afternoon, Go again bared his back to belie Bicoy's claims. He added Advincula should not have gone to the Integrated Bar of the Philippines for protection and instead should have checked in to a mental hospital.
Dinadamay nila ang mga akusasyon laban sa pamilyang Duterte at marumi. Kinukulayan kami ng itim para sila ay pumuti. Black propaganda, malicious, panahon ng eleksyon, kanya-kanyang siraan.
CNN Philippines is trying to reach out to other members of the Duterte family tagged in the so-called Bicoy videos. They have yet to respond. Now, after the man claiming to be Bicoy appears in public, Malacanang says it will leave the investigation into his claims to concerned government agencies.
We'll let the investigators do their job. And if they find evidence that whoever they arrested has violated the law, then they will have to prosecute that person.
Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara, meanwhile, says this Bicoy should now go to the National Bureau of Investigation and file a complaint if he has sufficient evidence against the president's family. Senator Ping Lacson, meanwhile, says he hopes the Integrated Bar of the Philippines will give the same amount of attention to others seeking legal assistance. Otherwise, Lacson says the IBP might be misunderstood as engaging in political partisanship. As far as the Senate is concerned, Lacson says they will await Bicoy's sworn statement and supporting evidence. The senator adds they will conduct an inquiry if they deem it necessary. Now, we're getting mixed reactions on Bicoy's identity online for Ton Aliwate. Bicoy's coming out is now a double-edged sword situation for the administration. He says Bicoy's detractors should pray that nothing dangerous happens to him, because if something does, Ton says that would mean Bicoy is telling the truth. However, Fe Abiera is not convinced this man, who identified himself as Peter Jomel Advincula, is the real Bicoy. Mutya Perez suspects he is only a fall guy. And Evangeline Miliana says, or sounds sarcastic, saying the timing is perfect. She wonders why Bicoy revealed himself just a week before the elections. Peter Advincula's appearance at the IBP in public happens days after a man was arrested for supposedly helping spread the so-called Bicoy videos. Today, the Justice Department says there is probable cause to file charges against Rodel Jaime. Our Justice correspondent, Anjo Limario, joins us from Manila. Anjo, tell us more about this.
That's right, Pia. The prosecution rules by creating a website and subsequently posting videos that allege the involvement in the drug trade and the receipt of payoffs of the president and members of his family, including the president's minor daughter, is not an exercise of freedom of speech and expression, but it is a clear act to arouse among its viewers a sense of dissatisfaction against the duly constituted authorities. It is a fact that President Duterte has declared an all-out war on drugs, and a video containing these allegations can only be interpreted as a scheme to weaken the public's confidence on the government. The prosecution concludes these acts are against public peace and are criminal in nature as they tend to incite to a breach of the peace and are conducive to the destruction of the government itself. It also points out these videos were not only seen by users of social media, but were also picked up by radio, print, and TV, which means it widens the tendency to produce dissatisfaction or a feeling incompatible with the disposition to remain loyal to the government. These are clearly seditious libel, the prosecution concludes, that could be subjected to criminal prosecutions. 27-year-old Rodel Jaime faced the media last Friday, insisting he did not upload the viral Bicoy videos linking the president's family to illegal drugs. Neither did he spread the controversial clips. He's just the creator of the website MetroBalita.com. A high school graduate, Jaime admitted he is a supporter of the Liberal Party, and those who paid him to put up the site are also opposition supporters. A certain Marumuyan or Marushi, Jaime explained, talked to him directly and paid him to create a website, but Jaime is clear his job ended there. Jaime is willing to be a state witness in a case against those behind the Bicoy videos, and NBI also said it's very possible for Jaime to turn state witness, though he still has to undergo a process, including facing charges before he can be qualified as one.
We specifically charged for number 3. 142, paragraph 3, publishing or circulating scurrilous libels against the government and duly constituted authorities thereof, which tends to disturb or obstruct any lawful officer in executing the functions of his office. What inciting to sedition punishes is the fact that they tend to disturb the posting of the videos would tend to stir up the people's dissatisfaction with the government.
The case against Jaime will be filed tomorrow morning at the Parañaque Regional Trial Court, where bail is recommended at 36,000 pesos, and if convicted, Jaime faces imprisonment of up to 12 years. Pia?
Anjo Alimario there reporting. Only 1 week remains before the midterm polls on May 13th. The Commission on Elections earlier reminding the public against vote buying, despite warning 10 people were arrested for the crime in Cavite yesterday. Authorities say they were caught handing out envelopes filled with cash and election paraphernalia. Our Jeline Fula tells us more.
A video of an actual raid released by the CIDG in Cavite showed the distribution of brown envelopes supposedly intended to buy votes last weekend. On Sunday, 10 persons were arrested in connection with the incident. In a report released by the Police Regional Office of Calabarzon, the suspects were caught allegedly distributing brown envelopes containing 200 pesos cash, a plastic bag containing wristbands, sample ballots, and T-shirts with John Vic Remulla and Jola Revilla's name on it. Remulla and Revilla are running for governor and vice governor of Cavite, respectively. Remulla refuted the vote-buying allegation. In a statement released on his Facebook page, he said that the money was meant for transportation allowance of his poll watchers. Comelec says vote-buying is a non-bailable offense. However, Comelec spokesperson James Jimenez says it may take time to prove if the incident was really a vote-buying case.
I guess disappointing to some is that there will be no instant resolution of this matter, all right? The person who's being connected to this incident, has presented his own defenses. And again, as defenses go, these have to be proven.
Meantime, PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde leaves it up to the appreciation of the court if it will accept Remulla's explanation. He says for now, aside from cases to be filed against the 10 suspects, police will still look into the possible source of the money.
Kung talagang totoo yung sinasabi niya, something like an allowance or what. So kung talagang ma-prove nila, wala namang problema yon. But if it's vote buying, kung talagang depende on the appreciation of the court, no? Kung talagang vote buying yan. Kasi ang vote buying meron din naman na kung saan nanggaling yung pera, kung sino ang nagpapabigay.
Following the incident, the PNP urges the public to cooperate and report cases of vote buying in their areas. Jeline Fule, CNN Philippines.
Election officials denying reports of tampered ballots in Pasig City. The Commission on Elections responding to a claim raised by former Valenzuela City Councilor Shalani Soledad. The wife of Pasig congressional candidate Roman Romulo earlier posted a photograph of ballot boxes that she said were delivered with torn seals. COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez clarifies the issue. He says it was the van, not a ballot box, that was in the picture. Jimenez assures the public election materials inside the van were untouched upon inspection.
In order to check the integrity of the entire shipment, you don't just look at whether or not the exterior sticker is intact. You check to see whether the packaging of the cargo is intact.
4 members of the Cayetano family are running in this year's elections, 3 of them seeking seats in the House and Senate, including former Foreign Affairs Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano and wife Lani. But the COMELEC has yet to decide on a petition challenging the couple's congressional run. The issue? The two declared separate residences so they can represent different districts. More in our CNR Cangel's special report.
In the Philippines, politics is a family business. Every election, it's common to see several members of a political family running for office, whether at local or national levels. This May, 4 members of the Cayetano family are running for office. Taguig City Representative Pia Cayetano seeks a Senate comeback, while her brother Lino wants to become Taguig City's mayor. But it's the candidacies of spouses Alan Peter and Lani Cayetano that are being questioned before the Commission on Elections. Alan, a former Foreign Affairs Secretary, is running for congressman of Taguig's 1st District, while Lani, the incumbent city mayor, wants to represent Taguig's 2nd District in Congress. They declared different addresses in their respective certificates of candidacy. Alan says he's residing in Barangay Bagong Bayan in the 1st District, while Lani indicated a condominium unit at Fort Bonifacio in Taguig's 2nd District as her residence. A Taguig voter, Leonidas Buwak Jr., filed separate petitions asking the COMELEC to disqualify the Cayetano couple from running in the 2019 elections for declaring different addresses. Buwak argues Alan and Lani Cayetano can only declare one address for their candidacies since the family code requires married couples to live together in one domicile or residence.
Ang tanong namin, sino uuwi kanino? And of course, kung hindi kayo uuwi sa kanya-kanyang lugar nyo, then may isang lugar na hindi nyo inuwian. For us, that is very problematic because ibig sabihin, may nagsisinungaling sa kanila.
Alan Cayetano argues he and his wife can have separate legal residences. He says his Bagong Bayan address remains his domicile even if Lani decided to transfer their family home to Fort Bonifacio in 2017. Alan adds there should be nothing wrong with his and Lani's candidacies considering there's already a married couple representing 2 different districts in the 17th Congress. Rodolfo Albano III is the congressman of Isabella's 1st District while his wife Mylene represents Davao City's 2nd District.
Residence and domicile are 2 different things. Ang domicile ng wife ko is yung condo namin dito sa Fort. Ang domicile ko is sa Bagong Bayan, Taguig. And then I go home to wherever she is. So if she wants to go home to Bagong Bayan, nandun ako sa tabi niya. If she wants to go home to Fort, doon.
But for Marañon, the Cayetanos can't use the Albanos case to get away with what he says is a clear violation of the law. The COMELEC has yet to decide on the petitions to cancel Alan and Lani's COCs.
Gusto namin may masampulan and there's no better person than actually Alan Peter Cayetano. For us, that is the worst case of political dynasty in this country.
For Alan, there's no such thing as a political dynasty simply because voters are free to choose their leaders.
Paano magiging super dynasty when ang tao naman ang mamimili? Diba? So, just like Davao, kung gusto ng tao Duterte, is who are we to say what?
Amid a legal challenge to the Cayetano couple's candidacies, two brothers want to end the family's rule in Taguig. Taguig Pateros Congressman Arnel Serafica is challenging Lino's mayoralty bid, while his brother Alan, a barangay captain, is running against his namesake for congressman of Taguig's 1st District.
Sabi ko, siguro kailangan talagang mayroong isang tumayo para sa mga taong maliliit, taong mahirap dahil pag walang tumayo, wala nang choice. At least ngayon may alternatibo ang tao.
The COMELEC is expected to decide soon whether both Alan and Lani Cayetano can run for Congress since the elections are barely a month away. Regardless of the ruling, voters of Taguig will have to decide on May 13th whether they want the Cayetanos to lead the city in the next 3 years. Cian Arcangel, CNN Philippines.
A teachers group calls on officials to scrap the tax on poll workers' honoraria. The Alliance of Concerned Teachers, or ACT, asks the Internal Revenue Bureau to remove the 5% withholding tax on election pay. According to ACT, its members' election duties are beyond their jobs as educators. The group says the deduction amounts to 300 pesos per person.
Malaking bagay yung 300 pesos sa hanay namin, lalo na kapos talaga sa sweldo yung ating mga pampublikong guro.
Withholding tax on election pay began in the 2018 barangay elections. ACT filed a petition against it last year, but it has yet to receive a response from the BIR.